Hello to everyone, this is Vishal and again we are new session of the day. So today we choose a topic work manager and it's my really choice to make this video because of from past several times I was very busy and in my busy schedule now I get a chance to make the video on the work manager and really it's an interesting topic and hope all are doing good and my best wishes with you guys. So let's start this work manager. As usual we are working with the other sessions now. So the first thing in our mind, that is what is the work manager, how we can use it in Android, and lot of things, and how we can implement in Jetpack also. So here, if I give the general overview and simple definition, so work manager is a recommended Android Jetpack library for deferrable guaranteed background tasks that need to run really reliably even if the application exists or the device restarted. Means if you're doing any activity and what happened that the activity is going on, means your API call or likewise, and sudden your app crashes or on the background or are restarted, so a lot of things be there but that activities be run. So this happen as we are doing some uploading, some backups. So likewise that as if you see in the WhatsApp and daily or according to the schedule it uploads your videos or other things in your background tasks. So that's the topic we are choosing here. So the work manager API makes it easy to schedule deferrable asynchronous tasks that must be run reliably. So this API lets you create a task and hand it off to the work manager to run when the work constraints are met. So as we discussed last time, the coroutines. So in our mind that why coroutine not, it restarted, crashes, and a lot of things on that, and for the backup stores we can't use it, but we can use the work manager as in the coroutine. So I will explain you how these kind of things be achieved here. Okay. Okay, so before we understand the work manager, first we see the differences for the coroutine and coroutines are not for. So the coroutines are the best for your API calls, your database queries, JSON parsing, and quick background processing, task while app is open. So these your choices, means sometimes people confuse and where we need the coroutines, where we need work manager. So not everywhere we have to work like this. So first we choose this coroutine and coroutine says that we are I'm working for you for the API calls, database, JSON, quick background process, task while app is open, and not for the long background task with lot of data there. So before that, what happened before work manager, what we doing, we are choosing the asynchronous task, and after that RX Java we have, but here you can choose that. I mean, I will also explain you. I think we already discussed these things, the coroutine and RX Java differences also. But here, guaranteed executions, because of if your app crashes, restarted, and many things be there. So it can guaranteed execution means your data be uploaded. Okay, and schedules retriable work. So that's the things where the coroutines are not work. So these things be that is the most important first to see these differences. Now we come to the point, when you want to execute task that will continue to run even if leaves and the visible state, and we recommended using the Jetpack library work manager. That's the most important line. When you want to execute tasks that will continue to run even if the app leaves the visible state, and we recommended using the Jetpack library. So that means work manager handles the three types of work here. Number one, immediate. Number two, long running. Number three, deferrables. Means immediate means tasks that must be begin immediately and complete soon. Okay, and long running means tasks which might be run for the longer, potentially longer than 10 minutes on like your WhatsApp backup. So deferable means scheduled tasks that is also becoming in the deferable because of daily we are doing this activity. So the scheduled task that is start at the later time and can run periodically. So that means on every day at 10 o'clock you want to back up, on every day you want to call the some API. Means sometimes what happen that I need to trigger some mails, so I'm giving the examples. So what we are doing, we are making structure like that, that our API call on the same time, so the same scenario we have. So here these are the differences, that's very easy, and how we can implement I will also explain with the practically, but here you can see the task scheduling here. Okay. Okay, so here you can see that our work manager that should be your one time and periodic, and on under the one time we have a immediate, and immediate we have expected, foreground, and for the periodic that means that is under coming the long running, sometimes the without periodic long running, so it's a differable. So this kind of simple chart we have. And immediate one time work request and a worker for expected work, like if you call something that is a one time work request, we are working with the simple worker. So the long running means one time or a periodic, any work request or a worker call means any function call in the worker to handle the notification like that. Okay, and deferable one time or a periodic work request and the worker. So these differences will understand as we'll understand once we do the practical. Okay, so this is very simple. And if we go for the requirements, so with the coroutines means all asynchronous work that doesn't need to persist if the app leaves the visible state, that's the most important. And visible state there, so you can use the simple coroutine if you have any async task, simple async task. But that is a long running task, a very long running task, lot of data there, then you can go for the work manager. And coroutines are the standard means of leaving that main thread in the Kotlin. However, they stop us soon app closes for work that should be persist even after the app closes. Okay, so that's the differences between the coroutine and the work manager. Coroutine means simple standards whenever the app is open, and for work that should persist even after the app closes, we choose the work manager. That's very simple differences. And key feature we discuss means guaranteed execution, constraint, chaining work, observability, compatibility. Okay, so these are the simple points that you can read it from this chart. It's very easy. So that is the key features we discussed here. Okay, and where try to avoid, because of sometimes we choose the wrong, means everywhere we can't choose the work manager I discussed before. Immediate executions we do not go with, that means you can use your coroutines easily. Exact timings requirements like your alarm manager, don't go with this, try to. Okay, and foreground services, so don't go with this. So these kind of stuffs you can use this with the simple API calls or a coroutine calls. That's a simple approaches where we can work with this. Okay, so if you see the types, so you can see that we have a lot of types here. Number one, your simple worker, coroutine worker, RX worker, listenable worker. So here we can use it the worker as in the background thread, coroutine worker for the coroutine dispatchers, RX worker for the RX Java scheduler, listenable custom threads you can create. So we'll describe you in detail, and we'll see the worker and coroutine worker first. So first here differences. Work manager handles the scheduling and guaranteed execution, while the coroutines handle the actual background work efficiently. That these to be the differences. Also be many I mean it asks in interviews. Okay, so upload logs, whenever you're doing any uploading, work manager plus coroutine you can make it. Chat messages syncs, work manager coroutine. Syncing data, okay, backup, work manager only. And image uploading, that is work manager, which if it's a lot of data there. But if it's a small uploadings, you can go with the coroutine based on the sizes. And the coroutine worker supports suspended functions and non-blocking async code, and making the background task clean and efficient. And the worker is the basic class used in the work manager. That's we can choose it for the coroutine. uh, Calls means where we use the suspended function. If I mean, as you know that if we discussed the last time, so we can use the coroutine worker for that. So I will explain these things to you practically, but here just simple thing is in a short. Again, work manager is used in Android for the background task that must run even if the app is closed or device restarted. That's very simple line. And examples, your upload log, sync data, backup and download files. Okay, and is mainly we can do it for the large files, or daily sync up data. So we can work with this. Example, your WhatsApp backups. Okay, so that's a simple scenario. And uh, we'll start this practical in Android Studio and see how we can implement this work manager. So hope this simple theory you learned from it. It's a very easy, and where we need the coroutine and where we need the work manager. Simple explanations be here we have done theoretically. Now we'll see how we can use this work manager practically. Okay, so let us start it. That is started in Android Studio. Here we have to use that work runtime package, and here we have a 2.9.0 version. You can use any updated one. So this is very simple. And now we have to create a class, and that class I'm giving the name. You provide any name like your upload or whatever you want to upload worker or likewise that. So here just for example I'm first giving that my start worker the name. And for this class what we need it, we need the two parameters for every worker class, that is the context and other is params, and that param should be we have to use for your worker parameters. Okay, and now we have to extend the class worker here. So here we can use a multiple classes for the worker, like a coroutine, like a rx, so whatever you want it. But here I am just giving you the simple example for the worker, so you can just say worker context and parameters you have to pass. Now we have to call the method, we have to implement it. Okay, and here under that method you can call your API, means whatever with the API you want, you just call it, like for the uploading, for the sync and any other. So that means here you can use your direct repository calls be here, and then we have to go for the return, and then return we have to go for your result dot success. So that's the way we have to work here. I'm just giving the other examples also. Okay, so how to call that worker? So go to your activity where you want to call, or if you want to call it with the view model, so you can use that. So here very simple way you have to call your worker. Just prepare a work request, and mostly we are working with the one time work request. So there are a lot of things with there, I will explain you later, but here you just go for the one time work request, and then we have a builder. Okay, so here under that you have to pass your class on that builder, like as we calling with the class.java. That's a simple approach to create a work request. Okay, and here we have a work manager, and then we have to create an instance to enqueue the data. Okay, So here we have a get instance for this, and we have to enqueue which request you want to call it. So here, but here it's give me the error because of we need to make it missing term that is called build. Okay, so we have to build that, and once the build we can call it this request be like. Okay, so you can use this work request anywhere. So that's the way you have to call it. Okay, sometimes what happen that we need a coroutines as in a part of your worker. So what we can do that, so for this I'm just making a class. This is called your upload worker, and here I'm using the coroutine worker. So how we can implement it? So just follow the same whatever we have done. You just pass that context as well as the parameters. Okay, so that's the first point whenever you make a worker. So that's simple thing. Okay, so here once that's parameter be created, now we have to extend the class that is our coroutine class. Okay, so here we have to extract coroutine worker instead of using the worker, because of if you're using the worker, that means we can call the simple function whenever we the not much load data. And if you want to go with the coroutine workers like suspended function, if you want, if you require that, so you just go with. If you call the method for this, implement the method, it automatically create a suspended function for you. Okay, so mostly we are using this because of if we have a lot of data and you want to go for uh, this kind of background workers. Okay, so here like this, if we go for this as we have done the last time in our coroutines, that we have a suspended functions, we are fetching the data, or likewise you can call it here this kind of API calls. Okay, or better you can use that MVVM approaches. So like I'm just giving the example that this is if you have any API call, like, so you can fetch the data using your API call function. So this is your data, and whatever you want to go with that data, you can use it. I'm just giving an example. Okay, we'll explain you later that how we can use big data uploading with the API calls. So here you just simply say that result or success, and here whatever you want you can go with your simple data. So here just like a call big data, whatever we are whatever we are doing with the coroutine scopes, you can use it that under the suspended function, under as an part of your coroutine. Okay, but if you want that the function should be periodic or likewise, that I will explain you later. But here just very simple approach or differences between the worker and as well as coroutine worker, you can use it. And how you can call this in your activity. So for that you just simply do the same, follow the same, but instead of using the worker, you use your whatever be the coroutine worker class here. So as we use the upload worker, so you can just go with the one time worker request and then just follow this. But here if you see that one time worker request and many other ways you can do it. I mean we are doing with other approaches like. Okay, so let me explain you means how we can use the periodic or other like a scheduled call like your WhatsApp. Okay, so that's we are doing here. Okay, so let me explain how we can go with your periodic also. So first you just call it just like as a we are doing the work request, follow the same, just make your request call, and on that request here you can see that many things with there like your periodic or a one time. So here I am using the periodic work request builder. So lot of things will be there, I will explain you in my coming sessions also, but here we are using that very simple periodic work request builder. Daily one time we needed, so just like you can say that repeat interval 1 and time units days and your build. Okay, and you just copy paste your work request be here. But sometimes what happen that there are a lot of requests in our project, so how we can make a separate calls or unique calls with that. So there is a very easy approach they provided, that for the unique calls we are using, that I will also explain in my coming sessions. That's very important. We just follow the same whatever we are doing. But here uh, you can use that NQ unique periodic work. That is important thing. Okay, here you give the unique name what you want. I want the daily sync. Okay, so that's very important, so that we can define it. This is our work name, this is our work name, likewise that. And here we can use our policy we keep. And here means we have a lot of policies be there, but here you are using this. Okay, so that's the way, and very simple approaches you can use this NQ unique periodic work. So I will explain you more work how we can do it in my coming sessions. Thank you so much for the day.